Assalamualaikum. Baba Ali.
Well, I guess we already started out with laughter.
Yes,
That's great.
this is good. This is good. It's always a good sign. This is your second excursion to Saturday Night Live. I still remember our very first.
I'm happy to be back.
Never forget your first time, as they say.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
Emotional. This is great to be back.
Hey, it was. Alhamdulillah. Hey, everyone knows you from the Reminder films.
Yes.
Remind us about the Reminder films.
Reminder films have been going on, and we've been season 5 now.
Wow.
So Islam Channel has about 2 seasons, and I've just given them recently 3 more seasons of it. So we're going to have all these new videos coming on Islam Channel. So tune in to Islam Channel because the videos are coming, inshallah.
You do the Reminder series,
Yes.
Ask Baba Ali. What you did has been a great sensation, alhamdulillah, on the internet. People are talking about it. Islam Channel picked it up. They're showing them now. They're very quirky. They address a lot of those topics or issues that sometimes we shy away from, or we're not quite sure whether we should laugh about. And I think you put it out there and you make it palatable, and people have a good old snigger, you know, the privacy of their own room, office, or wherever. What made you do that? What was it that inspired you to say, right, I'm going to poke fun at myself, but also, you know, put out some home truths? I
went to Juma for, I don't know, I was Muslim for about 11 years.
Okay.
And I've been going to Juma I've been Muslim 16 years now, but this was about 3-4 years ago. And I kept going to khutbahs after khutbahs. I'm like, this is the same khutbahs over and over again. How come we don't talk about domestic violence? How come we don't talk about like girlfriend-boyfriend relationship? How come we don't talk about culture versus Islam? How come we just talk about all these normal things that we Muslims go through? I can go to the old uncle and say, hey uncle, you know, he's like, I've been Muslim for 50 years. You're telling me how to give khutbah? And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. So I said, okay, I'll go home and I'll make videos and I'll talk about all the subjects I wish that the khatib would talk about.
Isn't it amazing what people do during Juma? Like reading newspapers. Yeah, like reading newspapers. Some people even pass out pictures. Is this you? Okay. Some people even sleep during Juma. But can you blame them? The khutbahs are sometimes very boring. Very boring. It's not always their fault. Sometimes the khatib needs some tips. So today we're going to give some khatib some tips. So here it goes. Don't extend the khutbah at 1:55 p.m. It looks like we're running out of time. I know it's close to 2 o'clock and I know most of you have to go back to work, but this is a very interesting topic, so please, brothers, give me another 20 minutes so I can explain it in further detail. Aw, dude, that's just wrong. Try not to speak with too many pauses. There was a time where many of those who It's so frustrating. Please let it out. Do your best to be on time. Where's the khatib?
So what were the key ones that you wanted to launch into right from the off?
Extravagant weddings. Everyone goes to them. We all sit there and we're like, oh, wow, when are they having the fundraiser to have this wedding? Because some of these weddings are so expensive and the poor, you can tell who's paying for it because the guy's like this. And he's not the one eating spicy food. He's just like, whoo. Like, that's the guy who's paying for it. And his wife is like. Especially when everyone's turning up late, because I'm sure that's another Reminder series as well. People are turning up late, then you have everyone turn up in a pumpkin carriage, glass carriage, and then you have the big stretch Rolls Royce, and that's just for the mates of, of the bride and the groom. They come and give the humble speech. Oh, we know we are humble.
Oh, we're a humble family, mashallah. We're not into extravagance, pomp or splendor. We're just treating our guests.
Yes, of course, of course.
Of course.
This is just a small token of our appreciation. Please, you should see our real wedding.
How many have you been to that?
I actually went to the extravagant wedding, and I came back and made my $25,000 wedding. And for 6 months, I was not invited to a wedding. Not even to my friend's wedding.
Really?
Everyone's scared to death that I'm going to make a video about their wedding.
We live in a society where the haram is easy, while many of our parents make the halal hard. Now why you gotta make it hard? Many parents today expect extravagant weddings while they put their kids into nothing but debt. Did you know the average cost of a wedding is $25,000? Not only that, but... Wait, did you say $25,000? Rewind the tape. That's what I thought you said. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's $6,250 per hour. $104 per minute. $1.73 per second. $1.73 per second? Yes, by the time I finish this sentence, you have now paid $10.
You've done quite a lot of these. So what has been the response? So you have people turn and said, what you're doing is not good. Have you had any of those types of emails?
Yeah, of course. I have 9 million video views.
Yeah.
So you get all kinds of comments. You get comments, brother, what is this? And then you get brothers, oh, brother, I love you. I love you. So you get both sides of the scale. Both sides of the rainbow, as they say.
Well, what are the topics that you haven't covered yet that you want to take a shot
Adab.
at? Adab.
Adab is one of the topics that I never hear during Juma. Another topic I haven't heard is regarding business transactions for Muslims. You know, when it comes to brothers, oftentimes is, you know, I will underpay you and pay you late.
Yes.
Yes. And we expect volunteer, and with volunteers we get volunteer quality, and then we get a volunteer product. Like, what's this? Oh, brother, it's made by Muslim. Inshallah, just say Bismillah and take it.
Exactly.
And I'm going to charge you twice as much for it.
Or I want a discount.
Yes, I want a discount too.
Yes.
If you're the one buying, a discount. If you're selling, they want a discount.
Yeah.
And if you're buying, we're going to overcharge you. So it's like a lose-lose situation, and you need to I have to bring up these issues.
I know when the first time we met, we discussed how you embraced Islam.
Yeah.
It's a pretty interesting route or journey for you, especially because for you, I suppose you were irreligious.
Yes, I used to be idol worshipping. I come
see.
from a secular family that told me you can study whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you can practice any religion you want as long as you become a doctor, engineer, one of the professions.
Yeah.
So at one point, I was like 19 or 20 years old, and I picked up witchcraft in Los Angeles.
Witchcraft?
Witchcraft. So I'm worshiping idols and rocks, and my parents said, as long as you get good grades, it's okay. So I came in that type of family. They didn't care what religion you practiced.
So what was their religion?
They didn't practice any type of religion.
But what was their origin?
They're from Iran, so by default, my relatives are all Muslim. But my immediate family, I didn't know who the Prophet ﷺ was. I don't know who Allah was. I don't know one page of the Quran. I didn't know what Bismillah even meant.
SubhanAllah.
So like I learned all about Islam at the age of 20.
Where did you find all your information? How did you find it? Were there people around you that you spoke to? Was it just your own research? What pushed you? What drove you? What inspired you?
My best friend in school ended up doing illegal transactions, ended up going in prison.
Illegal transactions?
Yes, and I found out he was Muslim. And I had no idea like he was Muslim.
Yeah.
And I learned about this stuff later. I was like, so I was never interested about learning about Islam because I thought this is what Muslims do. Then I decided one day that I see all my friends going to prison or getting shot and these type of situations. So I said, you know what? I need to look for the truth in life. So I told people I'm going to go look for the truth. So I started studying different religions, and I went through all these different religions until I came across Islam. And when I found Islam, overnight I became Muslim. And I had to sacrifice a lot of things. All the things like my good mates and my friends that I loved very much, I had to sacrifice them because they were the ones who were just going to lead me towards the wrong path. And that's the hardest thing to do when you become Muslim.
SubhanAllah. So who did you surround yourself with?
I try to find a few good Muslims.
Men.
Yeah, a few good men who had good deen. Because there's a hadith of the Prophet that says if the perfume seller and the blacksmith. So even if I don't know much about Islam, as long as I hang out with some people who
good influence,
it's going to reflect on me.
It'll rub off on you, as I
Exactly. And if I hang out with bad guys, even though I'm not doing their illegal transactions, I'm going to get dirty like the blacksmith gets dirty, and I don't want to get dirty.
Your background is IT, so
yes.
you're quite, would say you're a technical gadget man?
I'm a computer nerd. I sit in a cubicle like this.
You pretty much just live in dungeons, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In the dark. That's what
we make computer jokes. Hey, how many megabytes is this? I don't know. Why everyone looks like you like.
Yeah, that's not really funny.
And then on stage, I'm a completely different person.
SubhanAllah. Did you feel that this was part of your personality, that this part of your personality existed? Were you quite an extrovert? Were you quite like a jokey individual?
Oh, I'm definitely. At home,
You've always been that way.
Yeah, my wife doesn't watch my videos.
Why?
Like, because I get the free thing at home all the time.
Yeah,
she said, this is how you are. You're not acting. You only play one character, which is you, which is Ali. And with the videos everyone sees is Ali.
But that's what people love about it, is because you're just being you.
Yeah.
Whereas other people who may do something very similar, you see some which are coming out which are quite similar, it's almost like they're pretending to be something, which are not. I think if you are yourself, it's so much better. So with all the reminder videos, all the other work that you've been doing around promoting Islam in a positive way, but also talking about those things that we generally don't want to talk about. How do you think that shaped your Islam?
I think it helped me be more open-minded. At the beginning, when I first learned about Islam, I used to look through a single lens and see everything through one angle. And by doing these videos, I was able to not just make videos, and I get to interact with a lot of people who actually watch these videos, and interact with a lot of different types of people. And I'm learning. When I talk to people, I actually learn, and I take those conversations, they influence me to make new videos.
You find out that your kids have those not-so-Islamic pictures on their MySpace account? Now your son has chosen the career of gangster rapper for himself. And your daughter wants to be a part-time model, part-time feminist. Actually, her whole feminist movement is because of you. You see, throughout her life, she's been watching the way you've been unjustly treating her mother. You brought your back home mentality where you thought you're the king and she's your slave. And since you didn't treat your wife properly the way Islam teaches you to do so, your daughter is now rebelling against you and your backwards way of thinking. You see, Islam teaches us that the best of you is who's best to his wife. But apparently you didn't take that part of Islam seriously. And now you're paying for it. And right when you think the relationship between you and your daughter can't get any worse, you hear those 4 words that make you want to cringe. But I love him.
The result of doing what you do is that you're going to get a lot of attention, be it if you're a presenter, be it if you are a public speaker, performer, like some of the ones that you know of and I know of, and doing what you do as well. Is that something that you're happy with, you're content with in terms of the way that people react and respond? Do you feel that you're no longer treated really as a human being, but something which
I think people
a bit too special?
Yes, and I don't like to be treated special. I like to be just Ali. I don't want to be Baba Ali. I just want to be Ali because I'm afraid that stuff will eventually get to my head. And Shaitan can whisper to my ears just like he can whisper to everybody else, and it's scary sometimes. Actually, a lot of sheikhs and performers that people know. Oh, I listen to his talk. I know these people from backstage. So I go have conversations with them and say, how do you deal with the pressure of people talking to you and talking about how,
great you are,
how
wonderful
great you are.
Yeah.
And I said, I gotta make myself as normal as possible. And that's why I walk through the bazaar. That's why I go talk to everyone. That's why I don't say no to any pictures and stuff like that. So I just want to be like everybody else and be like a human being.
Do you think there'll ever be a point where you will stop doing what you're doing? Are you enjoying it too much?
I think if it ever gets to my head, I'll walk away from it in a heartbeat. If I ever get to a point that I think, okay, I've changed, I will walk away without even having a second thought about it. Because then I'm not doing it for myself anymore, I'm doing it for the attention of these people.
But what point do you feel you're going to know when that's going to happen? Or when there is happening even?
Well, the good thing about my friends is they're very straightforward with me. Yeah. My wife is probably not even one of my fans. So she'll tell me, hey, Ali, you know what? This stuff's getting to your head, and then hit me across my head. I think, oh, okay. I think I have to stop now.
She sounds like she really grounds you. She's a bit of a realist, right?
Yeah, she's very. My wife is the type of personality I can walk up to her. Honey, I want $1 million. You did? Okay, alhamdulillah. We'll have pasta for dinner. Do you want to eat pasta or you want to wait for the? I want $1 million. I heard you. I said, you want pasta or no? That's what my wife is. Very down to.
How did you meet your wife?
In London. Oh, well.
What do you mean in London? Come on, there's
she's
more
from the UK.
to it. I know she come.
And I met her before I was Papa Ali. I was just Ali.
You were Ali
Ardekani.
Ardekani.
Yeah, my legal name.
MashaAllah.
So that's before I became Baba Ali, because you have to be a Baba to become.
That's true. That's true.
So
tell us, how did it all come about when you were looking for love? Looking for love.
I feel like I'm on a love website. Well, let me tell you about my love.
Welcome to the Love Show.
And it's very nice to be here on the Love Show. Our voices get deeper as we talk about love.
Tell me
Cue
about
the music. No.
Tell me about low.
Okay. So what happened was I was actually looking to get married. I wanted to get married, and I couldn't go to my parents because of being a convert. I couldn't go to my local area because we have a lot of feminist sisters there. Sorry, feminist sisters who are watching this, no offense, but there was a lot of strong feminist sisters.
What do you mean by feminist sisters, i.e. ones that just didn't want to get married?
No. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sorry, I got to talk to the camera. You know what I'm going to tell you? This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to pay half the rent. You're going to pay half the rent. Yes, honey. And guess what? Tonight, you're not going there. Yes, honey. And this and that. Yes, honey. And I saw people like this. I'm like, I don't want to become like that guy. I just want to be a regular brother, treat my wife fairly. She treats me fairly. None of this feminist movement, burn my bra, and all that crazy stuff. I just want to be a regular brother who wants to be, to live in a normal environment and just be, treat my wife with Islam, with justice, with good. And then if you oppress somebody, they have to fight for rights. But if you give them what they need, then they're happy, and you make them happy, they'll keep you happy.
You sound like a true romantic.
Oh.
But are you? Come on,
I am a romantic. So what happened is I did the unthinkable, and I went online.
Astaghfirullah.
I put my profile online. Shame.
What did you write?
I wrote the line. I wrote very
funny
specific.
Iranian comic.
No, not even at all.
Looking for low.
I wasn't even a comic. I was just a regular guy, just a regular Muslim on the street.
Funny regular Iranian. Looking for low.
I actually was very, very specific on